And move to the next, which is petition 841 by Severin Brecht on the misuse of European regulations and discrimination against non-German parents by the German family system, including the Jugendamt. We have the petitioner with us, Severin Brecht, and I'm happy to extend the floor for you for 5 minutes.
Merci.
Thank you very much, Committee Chair, members of the committee. My name's Séverine Breit. I'm a French national. I'm the mother of a small boy, 5-year-old, born in France. I was living in Germany when my ex-partner, who was German national, I was living in Germany with my ex-partner in the shared house that we had, and I was subject to domestic violence, and to protect myself and to protect my child, I decided to go back and live in France on the border where my parents live. I did this completely legally with the support of a German lawyer, because according to German law I enjoyed exclusive guardianship. So I repeat, the German law was on my side on this occasion. And then there were judicial and penal proceedings that were taken in Germany by my ex-companion. Now, seeing as I had sole custody, according to the Hague Convention, he could not have custody, but he got to see his child on a regular basis. But I was caught in a trap. The Jugendamt was complicit in this, the Child Welfare Office in Germany. There was a erroneous email sent by the Jugendamt saying that he had joint custody, which is not true. It was sent to the father. I was sent a summons that was not translated into my mother tongue to come to decide on the place where my child would be able to reside, Aufenthaltsbestimmungsrecht. And I asked the German authorities if it was enough for such a summons on an international basis to prepare in a calm fashion a statement of defence replying to something that wasn't put to me in my own language. So I had to go to this interim hearing. Of course, it wasn't in my mother tongue, and naively I went there because I didn't think I had anything to be caught up in. So I have no idea what actually happened in 2017. Basically, the judge went beyond his powers, and I had sole custody of my child. I moved with him legally to France, and the judge should have said that the father's request was inadmissible, or at least they could not proceed because it didn't have competence. But that's not what they did. Apart from that, they overstepped their powers. They accorded joint custody ex post to the father and me, even though I had sole custody, without my permission, even though the father hadn't even asked for this to be done, and my son was stolen away from me. And I had to go to this court hearing on the 5th birthday of my son, and my son was taken away from me in court. So Germany is stealing children in this way, and I had to leave back to France all by myself. All I got to do was give him a brief kiss to say goodbye. This is outrageous for a mother to have to suffer. Germany is trampling on all the European rules, even their own laws, when it refers to custody. It's trampling on freedom of movement, freedom of establishment. You know that my children might want to live in another European country, but this is obviously problematic. The court noted that I had sole custody when I left for France, and yet it stole away that custody in court. And I wouldn't expect to have seen this in 2017 in a country which is a founding member of the European Union. Naively turning up to this court hearing to be ambushed like this and have my child taken away from me immediately on the spot. I really am at a loss. Germany has trampled on my fundamental rights and I've suffered twice over. It's not just having suffered domestic violence, but my son's been taken away from me as well. I've been stripped of all my rights. I have no rights to see my child. I have no right to see my child according to German law. You have to attack each of these decisions individually. So I saw that these sort of activities by the German courts were outrageous. Germany basically intends to keep all children on German territory, regardless of any European or even their own laws. We know that we would never have a fair and impartial trial in Germany. And we thought that we'd be protected by European law. Through this petition, I'd like to express that there is a case where German courts are regularly ignoring law, such as Brussels II, the Convention on Individual Rights. So on behalf of my own case, but also on all of those other Europeans who face with the same problem, and unfortunately I know there are many, many of us, we have established an association called Enfants Otages, hostage children, because there are many, many people put in this situation which is unacceptable and undignified. And I'm asking this committee to put a stop to Germany snatching and abducting children, these children who have dual nationality, and I urge you to put a stop to this criminal activity. Thank you.
This is a very difficult and heartbreaking situation. Of course, it's a very, very delicate and heartbreaking for all of us present in this room at this moment.